Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Another day of Shine the Light. This has been so cool for me and Chris. We're meeting people, some people we know, some people we didn't know, but what a bunch of people that have a lot to offer. And I'm so glad we're doing this. That's like I've always said and believe that the power of the company is the people and the friendships and relationships that we built around the world. It's priceless. It's really priceless. Today now we have somebody that I do know. His name's Harold Fox. Met him probably a year ago. I don't maybe a little more than a year ago. Unbelievable man. He's got a pretty cool story to tell you. I'm not going to ruin it. Um, but yeah, and he's had some trying times, I would say, which he can go over too. But just one of the people that you meet in Unpassive that I would have never met if it wasn't for Unpassive, and I couldn't imagine not knowing him. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Chris so he can give him a grand entrance.
Woo.
Chris Johnson, go.
Marty DeGarmo, good morning. Thank you. I'm just very excited about this. Not only do I know Harold personal, I thought I knew everything about him. I'm going to let it explain, but this is one that you got to hear because we just had a conversation with the three of us that thought I told you guys, or I did tell you, and we said, no, you didn't. We did a little, not research, something come up when Marty was looking at it. He called me. I go, huh, Harold? And I'm blown away. Number one, not only do I love this guy, and like Marty said, he's gone through some very trying times the last 6 months. He looks absolutely amazing. He used to come to our old trivia, and I used to tell him, hey, Harold, you got to mute. You got to mute. He used to always get mad at me, but he's back. He's ready to go. He's going to blow you away with his story, and I promise you this, you will be blown away. Celebrity status. Let me introduce Mr. Harold Fox, my man. What's up, Harold?
Hey, fellas, how you guys doing?
Good. Uh-oh, what'd you do with him? I don't want to see your big head, Marty. Just Harold. There you go.
Hey,
Harold,
fellas, how you doing?
we're great, man. The floor is yours.
Fantastic, Harold.
The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be on screen with you guys. Um, whew, I'm a little nervous now because I'm somewhat shy. You wouldn't believe it, but I'm somewhat shy. Um, I'll start with saying I'm from the Maryland, D.C. area. I was born in Washington, D.C., but raised in Maryland. Um, I am the third of four children. My youngest, I have two older sisters, and my brother was born, and my mother sent me off to live with my aunt. Back in those days, if you couldn't take care of the kid and someone in your family could, they would send them off too. But I didn't appreciate that. I resented my brother for that. He had nothing to do with it. And for the longest, I, I distanced myself from him. But since then, we have reconciled our differences and whatnot. But anyway, I say that to say when I went to live with my aunt, I was a juvenile delinquent. I was rebelling. I was hoping she would send me back from the things that I was doing. I started smoking and hanging out with the wrong kids and whatnot. And her suggestion was juvenile detention. Send me, put me away, and that somewhat straightened me out a little bit. I wasn't as outgoing or outgoing as I was before. But in the fifth grade, this gentleman came into my life. He was the fifth grade teacher. His name was Joseph Parker. And I still love him. He passed away a few years ago. But him and I have been friends ever since the fifth grade. I admired everything about him. I tried to emulate him in every way I could. Um, I can give you an example. We were one time to show you how idolized he was, so admired. We were playing basketball, and I did a little play, did a little move, and he slipped and scratched up his hands. And everybody, all the girls got on me and said, "Why you hurt Mr. Parker like that?" I said, "What?" That was on his own. But anyway, moving forward, I found out that I could play a little bit. So in the seventh grade, I tried out for the basketball team. And I went out there and I saw all these big guys. And I said, "Oh no, I'm not gonna play any basketball. That's too much." It so happens that my gym teacher was the basketball coach. And in gym class, I had the run of the field, so to speak. He said, "How come you didn't come out and try?" I said, "I did, but you got a lot of tall guys. You're gonna be all right." He said, "This is gonna be your worst decision in your life if you don't come back out and try out for my team." So anyway, I went out and tried for his team, and the first game in the seventh grade, I scored 22 points. And I said, "Oh, I can play a little bit." So we won the championships the seventh, eighth grade. Went to high school, and again, all the guys, me, a freshman in high school, ninth grade, with all these sophomore, juniors, and senior players, I make the team. Not just make the team, I become the starting point guard. I said, "I can play a little bit, okay?" But anyway, so in my sophomore year, I here in the metropolitan area, we have an award that's called the All Met Team, where there's 10 ball players that are selected that are in Maryland, Virginia, and DC. And I was selected in the 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. 12th grade, I was the player of the year in the metropolitan area. I got a scholarship to Jacksonville University. Played with Artist Gilmore, Pembroke Barrows. Lost to UCLA in the finals, the NCAA. I was drafted by the Buffalo Braves in 1972. I was second round draft choice of the Buffalo Braves in the NBA. They have since moved to LA, to the LA Clippers now. I played against players like Walt Frazier, Earl Monroe, Oscar Robertson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jerry West this last year. I played against them. I was released from Buffalo 2 years later for various reasons. But I had a 5-year contract, and they couldn't do anything about that. But they wouldn't let me play with any other team. I couldn't play with any other team. So the only way that I could play was to go over to Europe. So my attorney called me, I'll never forget it. It was 1975, August the 28th, the day before my birthday. He said, "I got a job for you." I said, "Where?" He said, "It's in Europe." And I said, "What city?" He said, "You may not like the city or anything, but I've heard a lot of good things about it." He said, "Amsterdam." My mouth dropped. I said, "Amsterdam?" I've heard so many things about it. Well, everybody's heard a lot of things about Amsterdam. But anyway, I was in Amsterdam on the 29th, the next day. I had never had a passport, never been overseas. And I played over in Amsterdam, played 2 years over there. Come back, he calls me again. He said, "There's an opening in LA for the Lakers. I don't know if Buffalo's going to release you, but you can go out there and try. So I moved to LA to try out for the team. They wouldn't release me. So from there, I joined the military. The military has a team called All Army Basketball Team that travels around the world. We play in NATO in Belgium every year in December week before Christmas. We have a tournament there, playing against Italy and various NATO teams. I stayed in the service for 4 years, and all I did was I was stationed in Germany and would fly back to San Francisco, play with All Army Basketball Team. And then we would go to various countries. We went to Spain, Africa, Japan. You just name the cities, but countries, I should say, we've traveled to. And we had no uniform or anything. We were in civilian clothes, which was really nice, to travel around the world on military time. Well, this was during peacetime anyhow, and it was fantastic. I was a bachelor, and I just traveled a lot. So I get out of the military, and they offer jobs to service people when you come out of the service. So I tried social service. That was my major in college, sociology. I worked as a social worker for about 3 or 4 months because it was just not what I had envisioned of me being in sociology. But a friend of mine was getting his kitchen installed. And I said, I like that. I can do that. I said, design kitchens. He said, they're holding a class. Come join the class, and you'll learn how to, design kitchens. So I did that, and lo and behold, I got into the kitchen and bath. The name of my company was Future Kitchens and Baths in Pasadena, California. And I just fell in love with it. I mean, because there's so many different designs that you can create. I'm very creative. There's so many designs and things that you can create from various people's kitchens and baths. Well, anyway, from there, we had a little dispute with my partners, and I had another offer in Detroit, of all places, from California to Detroit. The name of the company was, oh my gosh, I can't even remember. It was a sporting goods store. As you get older, you have the tendency to forget various things. But I can't believe that. Well, anyway, he came up with this concept. This was before tennis shoes were in everybody's closet. He said, this was in 80. I got a military in 80. This was in 83. He said, before the 90s, everybody will have at least 2 to 3 pair of tennis shoes in their dressing room, in their closet. And sure enough, look at it now. That's an understatement. 2 or 3. People got 4 or 5 or more. But his concept was, me being an NBA player could go around to various states and have NBA players franchise Dunham Sports. Goodness gracious. Okay, it was name of the company was Dunham Sports. Could franchise a Dunham Sports and all through the U.S. because his market, he was a marketing genius. He financed all his stores and had no overhead or anything. All he did was put merchandise and everything in and financed his own store, but sold everything under price. You couldn't find a better price product anywhere than what he was selling it for. Well, anyway, I was there for about 2 years training. He contracted cancer and died within 3 months. It was like pancreatic cancer. I mean, it destroyed him so quickly, you know. And boy, that was bad times. But anyway, from there, my mother got sick back here in DC. So me and my family moved back here to DC, and I started my next job. I'm an entrepreneur. I love working for myself. I will work for myself better than I can for someone else. But anyway, I come back here and I'm a salesperson at a large food chain here. And I did that for like I think about 6 years or so. I did that for about 6 years. Well, anyway, skipping ahead, I started getting congestive heart failure, and I didn't know why. So I go to the cardiologist. He said, "Mr. Fox, you have a very weak heart. You need to do something about it." I said, "Is there any medication?" He said, "We can take medication, but it's not going to be good for you in the long run." So time went on, and I kept going back and forth to the hospital. I know the paramedics personally. They would come here because I couldn't breathe. What happened? My lungs would fill up with fluid, and that causes congestive heart failure because my heart couldn't pump the blood that was needed in my body. So for, I guess, about 3 or 4 years, I went to the procedure, in and out of the hospital. I knew everybody, not everybody, the people on the cardiac wing. I knew them personally. They knew me. "Mr. Fox, you're back again." Not intentionally, but over the period of time, it just continued. And then one time I was there, I couldn't urinate. They gave me all types of medication and everything to make me urinate, and I couldn't defecate. So here I am in the hospital from congestive heart failure, can't urinate and can't defecate. So I'm just full of stuff, okay? But it so happened the urologist came in and checked me out and said, "Mr. Fox, I think you need to come see me immediately once you get out." So we scheduled an appointment. A week later, I go to him, and he checked me out again. He said, "I think you have prostate cancer. That's the reason you can't defecate or urinate, because it's clogged up." And then, I mean, my whole world just seemed to cave in. Yeah, I'm bad heart, cancer. And so I said, "Well, what do I need to do to get it right?" He said, "We need to remove your prostate." I said, "What?" He said, "We need to remove your prostate. It's a robotic procedure." A who? It's an IT robotic. Listen to this, yeah. It's an IT robotic procedure to remove your prostate. Of course, he's behind the robot instructing you, but the robot does the whole thing. Fantastic. I had the procedure. Everything came out all right. I had my PSA level was like 0.1. After that, he gave me some medicine. He gave me some pills, and he gave me a shot. I never realized or never knew that cancer feeds off your testosterone. That's what makes it go. So he had to cut back on my testosterone. But anyway, as of now, there's no appearance of cancer in my body. Thank God. Thank God. For the many prayers that I've had from my family here. Then, after that, I was still having congestive heart failure because my heart was getting weaker. If you don't deal with your heart, it continues to deteriorate. And mine was deteriorating. Um, this August, I'll be 75 years old. I've been blessed. So the only two options or alternatives that I had was a heart transplant or an LVAD, which is a left ventricle assist device that they put in your heart. I said, there's no other way. He said, no. And the thing is, because of your age, we can't do a transplant. We can't do a heart transplant with you all. So the only alternative I had was the LVAD. And LVAD is where they go into your chest. They do the whole operation procedure of cutting into your chest, going to your heart, make an incision in your heart, and putting a device in there, and hooking me up to a battery. My son is a jokester. He said, "Dad, you're a battery operator now. I don't care. You're here." But that's the procedure I had, and since then haven't had to go to the hospital for any congestive heart failure. My prostate is clicking. I'm using the facilities regularly, and it's just a burden off my chest because I still say the prayers that I got from my family, my big family, my million. Oh God, you guys, I don't want to get emotional here, but the prayers are a powerful thing, and I believe that from the bottom of my heart. I've been in impassive since May of 2019. A friend of mine, uh, okay, let me retro. I was limo driver. I was driving a limo, and things were going through it. Nice flow of cash, and me and people, we would pick people up here in Washington and take them to the studio to MSNBC and various other studios. The senators and congressmen would pick them up and take them to various studios for interviews, like CNN and things like that. He called me and said, "Harold, I got something for you." And when he says that, it's always something. It was always in the past I dealt with him. It was some type of multi-level marketing, which we made a little money in the beginning, and it would fade out. But he came to me and said, "Harold, you won't believe this one. They do the marketing for you. They do the recruiting for you." I said, "Sign me up. Where do I sign up?" Well, first of all, how much is it? He said, $97. I said, "Sign me up. Where do I sign?" So I signed up that same day that he told me about it. And from there, I started listening to the various seminars and stuff that we hold. And I became more involved in it. This man is trying to change humanity. Mr. Ashton Farr, you are an amazing gentleman. I never met you. I only know you from the webinars and things that we have. But your mind is fantastic. I had always wanted to do something on that nature, not that large a scale. Here in the Washington metropolitan area, we have a large amount of senseless killings, and that's all through the United States of black men. I'm going to do something to help that, and it starts at the base roots. From the elementary schools to all the way through. And I believe in my heart that once things start to flowing, once I, fill myself up, my family, get myself financially settled, I can do this. I can do this because I've researched it. I know a few organizations um, that have jobs. Well, I should say organizations that concentrate on ways to help black men try to eliminate that problem. Uh, Man, it is just a pleasure to begin company. I mean, every night I'm with people that I never would have thought that in a million years that I would meet, see, or talk to. And we're friends. We're family. We laugh, joke, we have fun. And this is all because of ONPASSIVE. I am in this for life. Marty and Chris, take it away. Thank you for letting me share. And God bless you guys.
Good Lord, thank you, God, for being with my brother. I'm going to reach out and tell everyone thank you for all the prayers for Harold Fox. He's talking about millions, and they were praying for him. Still are praying for him. Harold, I'm going to say this. I was just texting my daughter. She tried calling me. I said, I'm on a live and I'm talking to a professional basketball player. You got to give me a little time here. Not only, of course, that's very, very huge for me. I consider you as number one. You're my friend and a celebrity, but it's the end. What you really said about wanting to change things, help things, all the stuff you've done is amazing to me. You went from a kid that wanted to cause trouble because you didn't like what happened or the change that was made, to one guy that came into your life and made a suggestion, changed you. And I think every one of us have that person in our lives, but we don't necessarily hear it, but you heard it. You went on to do something great, literally great, professional, any sport. We already teased him about that. We thought he was going to say he was a professional badminton star, and of course that's my sense of humor. But just to hear your entire story, and I've known you for a long time, and I didn't know nothing about that, even though you told me. But it was the end story that you told me how you want to reach out and help black men, jobs, great. How you talked about this guy, Ash Mafara, wants to change humanity for the world. But that one guy in your life back in the 5th grade, he's the one that planted something in your seed is, hey, Harold, you can do this. You're better than you think. A lot of the same things Ash Mafara says. You're better than you think. Get out there and do something about it. And Harold Fox, you did it. I'm proud to call you not only one of my great friends, but a brother from a different mother, as we say. And I am very proud of you. I know what you've gone through the last 6, 7 months, last couple of years, actually. But you're still with us because you're not a quitter. You're still with us because you believe in this thing called ONPASSIVE that's going to change humanity, and you're going to be a huge part in that. Harold, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing your story. I love you. You know I always love you. And I'm going to turn it over to this big, chunky guy below me or siding wherever he's at.
Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, I had mentioned to the guys in our game at night that while I was having my surgery, I was thinking about ONPASSIVE. I said, I'm not going anywhere. ONPASSIVE is a part of me. I'm going to make it through it. And that's what got me through that, you know, and the prayers, you know.
You got to love ONPASSIVE, man. Believe it or not, I say this again, I'll say it again. A lot of people say, Chris, what are you getting out of this? Harold Fox. That's what I'm getting out of this. We're, believe it or not, praying from all over the world, from different religions, different colors, different genders. We are slowly changing the world right now, and it has nothing to do with money. It's about building someone's heart up, saying, hey, we got to change. If we don't change, it's never going to change. And people like Harold Fox is going to make a lot of changes. He already made changes in his life that put him where he is today. But I'm proud of you, bro. I really am. Marty, tear this guy up, will you? He's the greatest badminton player in the world.
Hey, Harold, unbelievable, man. No doubt about it. Part of what I wanted out of ONPASSIVE, I'm getting today, really. The other's going to happen. I already know that. But hearing from people like you, Harold, and you know what you went through and the life you had 3 lives, Harold. I mean, my gosh. But the nice thing is that it was one big circle. You came back around, and you want to help people, and obviously, young Black guys need help. My grandchildren are half African American and whatever I am. I'm not even sure what I am. And it's a struggle. They go to school, and you know, and I reinforce that anybody can do anything. You just got to set your mind to it. Don't follow somebody, be a leader and all that. And you're a leader, Harold, without a doubt. And what you said today was going to impact many, many, many people. You were a gift to other people today, Harold. For me, for one, and I know others. I'm reading the chat here, and you blew people away. And you have a big heart. You're here because you're meant to be here. And part of the reason what you did today was impactful for years to come. It won't go away. And I'm honored to be your friend. And I pray for you all the time. But you are definitely someone to look up to. Really, 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 really.
One more thing. I left out my wife. I've been married for 46 years. I have 3 sons. That's why I'm so inspired about the sons. I worry about them all the time.
Yeah.
But I have 3 sons, and I've been married for 46 years, and my wife is in the program also behind me, and we're going to do the thing.
Oh, fantastic. By the way, I just remembered my wedding anniversary is in 4 days.
Don't forget to stay.
Thank you, Harold. Yeah, 44 years. I'm not quite as much as you have. But no, I remember, you know, I was talking to, I have a friend that you know, his sons, you have to have a different conversation with your sons than some white guy does. You just do. The world's weird. How I react or somebody else's, they don't get the same deal. But I love the idea. I think because ONPASSIVE is colorblind, it's religion blind, and it gathered people by the heart. And to me, that's the impact that way beyond money. It's way beyond money. The impact we're going to be able to have, you know, for the world and for each other. And like I said, I'm really this made my day for sure. This is part of my why, definitely. So
one more thing. I got to promote my son. He has a home here in Maryland, but he also has a home in Barbados. He has a restaurant that's called the Fox Den.
That's so cool.
In Barbados, go to the Fox Den and say that I sent you.
Now remember this. When money goes into people's hands, they're going to be doing traveling.
Yeah.
So, hey.
That's awesome.
I'm going to the Fox Den, baby. I'll be there.
We'll meet on the beach in Barcelona, okay?
Yeah.
That's a cool name, isn't it? Anyway, say goodbye, guys. I'll shut this down. This was magnificent. This is
Thank you.
Don't get any better than this.
For inviting me, and it's much easier after you do it. But in the beginning, you guys have me pulling out my hair and stuff. You know?
It worked. You pulled it all out.
No, but the main thing is, Eric, by saying that, other people look and say, maybe I'll come on. You know, I think it's good for people to unwind and say, I mean, you definitely feel better now than you did before you came in, right?
Oh, definitely. I'm going to eat me some breakfast. I couldn't eat this morning.
You know your life, Harold. You start off like, uh-oh. But wait a minute. I think you said, I know my life. What am I so scared about?
Exactly.
Exactly what you did, man. You told us your life. And again, what is the highest? I got to ask one sport question. What's the highest scoring game you ever had? In what year or what game? My daughter's asking me 3 million questions right now about Harold Fox. Really? So, what's your highest scoring game?
Score was 64 points.
Oh my gosh!
And they didn't have a 3-point shot there.
Really? What year was that?
This was in 68. I had 64 points, 15 rebounds, and 13 assists.
Oh my God.
When did you graduate high school? 68?
68.
Yeah, I figured that. Yeah, because you're 10 years older than me. Yeah. Okay.
I was 3 years old. I was dribbling. You were really dribbling.
Yeah, Harold, he still dribbles. You know what I mean? Who the freak's he kidding? All right, I'll see you guys.